All right. I think we are good now. I think we're rolling.
We're live.
Yeah. We should be live up on YouTube now.
Let's go. My cat decided to join us. All right, bet. Well, Underdog draft incoming. Um, how we feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. Live stream
I'm excited.
vibes. Got Zay over
Yeah,
there lurking in the corner.
Zay's chilling. Got both my cats trying to get in on the action, trying to get their 5 seconds of fame.
Gonna see if we can get some people to roll up in here. There's due numbers.
Sponsors dropping in.
All right, all right, all right.
Will, I know you've been busy today, but have you thought at all about targets for this draft?
You know, I really just want to let this draft speak to me. I haven't really thought about a ton of rankings lately. I've been trying to just let stuff come to me because we haven't been doing as many rankings on the channel lately. So I
Yeah,
haven't been too
that's true.
rankings oriented, but like I'm excited to see how this one falls out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's like a couple people that I have noted that we've talked about in a bunch of videos. What's up? um, Anthony Richardson, Chris Godwin, Deontay, people that we've talked about ad nauseum throughout the offseason that I'm definitely looking to target in these drafts. They seem like they're going to be values based on the ADP that I'm looking at. This is going to be my first underdog draft of the offseason. Is it yours also?
Yeah, this is my first like underdog
Yeah.
sort of redraft style draft for sure.
We've been full focus on Dynasty as of late. So this will be a nice switch up, something different for us. I'm excited.
All right. I'm gonna probably just go ahead and get this thing loaded up.
I like it.
We can
Is
pick.
uh is Zay watching? Can he I want to know if our sound levels are all right.
Ooh, hey Zay, are you tuned in? Can you just check our sound to see how it's going? I appreciate you.
See if we can get technical issues out of the way early cuz you're a little bit quiet for me, but I don't know if that's transferring over to the rest of the stream.
Everything sounds good. It's because we got two different sets of audio going through. I got yours going through
Okay.
mine. Yeah, I can tell you
Okay.
later. It's a whole different thing.
Cool. Sounds good.
Hmm? Bet. He said everything sounds good.
Perfect.
I'm going to go ahead and full screen this. Now, guys, you
Yeah.
might see this window disappear. Do not panic. I will get it back up and going. It's just Underdog acting weird.
Yeah.
See, there it goes right there. So it's just anytime I click out of Discord, it's going to do that.
But it doesn't disappear for me, which is interesting.
And so we might have to start running them from your side, maybe, or have to run it. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't do that because you wouldn't be able to share a screen. I got no idea.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Clearly, we're new to the live stream game, trying to figure it out, but it's all right.
Hey, man, we're having fun. What are we looking at
Yeah.
for in terms of drafts? What are we thinking?
So we want to do a 12 person and the one without the little orange stopwatch because I think those are slow drafts. If you click the
Okay,
little eye icon, it'll tell you all the settings and stuff.
gotcha. I'll pull this back up so people can see.
Like that's an 8 hour pick clock, so we don't want to do that one. We
Oh,
want like the 30-second ones.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So that one's got 2 out of 12 over here.
But yeah, we can hop in either one of those and let it fill up.
Um, All right, and now we wait.
Bet.
All right, so we're looking at this. Where do we think? What's the ideal spot that you think you would want to be in here?
Being that this is our first underdog draft of the year, that is a difficult question. But um, I mean, being 101 is tough. Um, like if we were 101 and you have to choose between C-Mac, Lamb, is that, I mean, is that the only two? Or are we thinking Hill, Chase, Jefferson? Like I've heard all those guys kind of in the mix at the 101. It seems like based on ADP here, the consensus is between McCaffrey and Lamb, though.
Oh, I mean, me personally, I kind of value Christian McCaffrey the most out of just anybody in fantasy. I feel like, especially in redraft.
Yeah.
So it's a I feel like it's a tougher decision at the 102. Really.
Yeah, that's probably true. Um, I guess it'd be nice to be kind of at the end of that elite tier. So what would that be? The 5 spot. So you get one of those top guys.
Yeah, and you just kind of get whatever the last person is out of that.
Yeah.
You can kind of just be at peace with it.
Yeah.
We got Eric Charles Graham in the chat. What's up, Eric?
Yo. What's going on, man?
We are waiting on this draft to fill out. We got 4 people on the way.
Nice. Um, so yeah, honestly, I think that would probably be a good spot, somewhere in the middle where you get the elite tier in the first round, and then you don't have to wait that long for the comeback. Typically, year in and year out, like the edges are also kind of fun because you get those back-to-back picks. Um, but yeah, it's just tough to say since I haven't been in these that much.
He said, "Oh poop, I'm outed." LOL.
I gotta have that up so I can see it too. Pull that up on here.
Isn't that Rob?
I'm under the mindset after the last one that everybody's Rob. I'm not gonna get got again.
That is true. Everybody is Rob until proven otherwise.
Yeah. Eric Charles Graham, you are Rob until you tell me that you're not.
And even if you tell us you're not, you got to prove it. Send me a birth certificate.
Such an inside joke that nobody's gonna understand.
Yeah. Shout out the first live stream.
Yeah. It feels like it was forever ago.
Dog, it definitely was. All we get is a LOL. Yeah, that's Rob. Nice try, buddy. You can't fool me, buddy. You're not going to get me. We're only waiting for one person in this draft now.
Nice. Okay.
We've got 3 concurrent viewers in the live. Thanks to everybody that is watching.
Oh, whoa. Rob offed himself.
Jeez, that's dark.
Damn, I'm gonna have to tell Rob.
Yeah, I'll text Rob right now, bro.
Bro, are you good?
Bro, I heard a rumor in the streets. Oh, we're going now, baby.
Hey, okay, we got the 109. 109. So top 5 are pretty solidified. Considering it's half PPR and we're talking underdog ADP, I feel like wide receivers are going to go quick. So I would imagine that Amon-Ra would be next off the board. We're probably going to have our choice of some running backs here. This is also difficult because I can't see the full ADP. AJB, Nakua, Garrett Wilson, Jameer.
Marv, Drake London, Jonathan Taylor.
right, we're not on the clock, but the draft has started. Let's see what we got here. T. Hill goes before CD. A little interesting, but it makes sense. Prior to the last 3 weeks of the season when Tyreek got that ankle injury, he was the wide receiver 1.
Yeah. Amon-Ra
Jason
off the
St.
board.
Brown. All right, you want to scroll back up to the top of that list there?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what we're looking at.
1 second, chat. Bijan off the board before Justin Jefferson. People do not have faith in
That's
J.J. McCarthy.
bold. I don't care what quarterback it is.
Bro was putting
Justin
up
Jefferson,
numbers with Nick Mullins at quarterback, bro. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. He's the best receiver in the league, and he's gonna get volume. It doesn't matter to me. I guess it's not ideal, obviously, but I'm not scared of it.
Yeah, it ain't. All right, so it's just going to be next man up for him right there. Justin Jefferson off the board, most likely.
All right, so we got 2 left.
Staring down the barrel, you going Puka or A.J. Brown if Reese goes off the board?
Probably Puka.
I agree. I think Devonta Smith's going to have a big year. I think A.J. Brown's still going to eat, obviously, but Puka has been sort of the wide receiver 1 in that offense, not Cooper Kupp. Yeah. Not even sort of. He has been.
Yeah, it's going to continue to be high volume. I like that. Let's go Puka here.
Got it. Draft.
All right. So we start out with an elite wide receiver. How do you feel about the elite onesie strategy, trying to get the tight end and the quarterback solidified, but maybe at the expense of some of the skill positions?
See, the only issue I have, I feel like every time I've tried to do that strategy, it's always burned me.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a bad strategy. I think I've just gotten unlucky.
Yeah.
So we got Jahmyr Gibbs. Well, A.J. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison off the board. Jonathan Taylor off the board.
I was going to say, I'm into JT there. Okay. What are the running backs available? We got Saquon, and then what is it, Achane after that?
Saquon, Achane, Kyron, Derrick Henry is still out there.
Okay.
Pacheco.
All right, so we're on the clock. What are the wide receivers available to us? I mean, are you taking any of these guys over Saquon or Achane here?
Probably not. I'd like Saquon probably here.
You want to go Saquon?
Yeah, I think he's the more sure bet out of any of these guys.
He's definitely the better bet for volume. I'll take Saquon over Achane there. I like it.
I think Achane is going to be. There's a possibility he goes nuclear this year.
I agree. Yeah, that's why I was interested. I know that he was a little bit further down the ranks there, but yeah, even at low volume, and we've talked about it before with Raheem Mostert still being the RB1 there, the involvement in the passing game that I think is going to come this year too is going to be pretty nice for him.
No, I absolutely agree. I don't know, they've been talking about moving him out into the slot as well, getting him out there. He's been beating DBs on routes. It could look really crazy for Devon Achane soon, especially if he gets like that. Yeah. They've been talking about him being like a wide receiver 3 for the team.
That'd be nuts.
It's insane.
All right, Devontae Adams and Chris Olave go off the board. Nico Collins. What are your thoughts on Nico just in redrafts, considering kind of the logjam of receivers they have there?
I don't know how many Texans wide receivers I'm touching outside of Tank Dell. Just because
really?
I feel like Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs kind of fulfill like similar roles because they're both kind of down the field guys. Tank Dell's kind of underneath. Him and Dalton Schultz really have a lot of real estate down there. And I don't
Yeah,
know. I think they're both going to get used a lot, but it might be more of a split than people think. Or at least they're going to try to make it more of a split than people think.
true. I could see it. Yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot. Like obviously we want pieces of that offense. I would expect the pass rate to increase even from what it was last year. I saw something on Twitter. I want to say it might have been from Jacob Gibbs. I'm forgetting the source, but that they were among the lowest in terms of red zone pass rate. So the touchdowns are probably going to go up. They're probably going to pass more down in that area as well. So
Mm.
that'll be interesting to see. All right, we got a lot of names coming off the board
Sam
here.
Laporta just went off the board
It's your boy,
in the second round.
Sammy
is that a
football.
projection? Is that a real projection? He was a tight end one last year.
That seems a little early.
That seems extremely early. You gotta
I
love
am,
underdog drafts, man.
yeah, I'm a little shocked with how this is going. Achan's still available?
Yeah. So I guess let's take a look just to get the people caught up. After we picked Saquon, firing off, we had Devonte Adams, which I like that at the 2-5. Chris Olave at the 2-6. 2-7, Nico Collins. How do you feel about Chris Olave at the 2-6?
I'm more optimistic about this offense. We talked about that in our last video.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think that's the direction I would have gone, but I don't hate it. The other names in that area are also, they have their downside.
Okay. Okay. All right, just to get caught up. Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Sam Laporta at the 2-12. Little rich for my blood. Love Sammy football, though. DJ Moore at the 3-1. Cooper Cup at the 3-2. DK Metcalf at the 3-3. There's Devon Achan at the 3-4. Derrick
All the
Henry
running
at the
backs going right
3-5.
before us.
Kyron at the 3-6. Running backs are flying off the board right now. Glad we got one early, kind of.
Yeah. All right. So with the state of the wide receiver position and the amount that are going to go in the fourth and fifth round, I kind of want to get a second one here. Um,
Now,
they took Tank Dell.
they took Tank Dell out of everyone. Out of Debo Samuel, Malik Neighbors, Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers. Am I crazy for thinking Malik Neighbors is the pick here?
You're not crazy. I think it's either him or Debo. I'm nervous about Diggs and Flowers.
What we think? What we think?
You pick it. Did you get it off?
We got Debo.
Ooh, that's all right.
It's all right.
I think that's who I would have said. I just picked or no, I guess you picked the last one. I should have been more assertive. That's my fault.
No, you're good.
But no, I
Then
mean, I do like Debo, especially with the potential for Ayuk to be out the door. He could go back to a role that, we saw him finish as the wide receiver 2 in the year that he was not by himself, but prior to the Ayuk breakout.
that is very fair as well. T. Higgins off the board.
That's
Stephon Diggs and Zay Flowers. Let the slide begin. Let's see. George Pickens. Ooh, it's getting spicy.
George Pickens.
It's getting
Bro, okay.
spicy.
So we talked about the potential rise of the Steelers offense with Arthur Smith, even though people might call us crazy for that. I do think that George Pickens has that upside, but like the lack of pass volume, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. Amari Cooper. That would make sense. Jalen Hurts
Okay.
off the board.
So this is where I start to consider elite onesie. Josh Allen is still here, which I would think about, but also I love Anthony Richardson a little bit later on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take one of the wide receivers that we were discussing before?
I am down to do that and get Anthony Richardson later.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. But I want to go Zay Flowers for more upside. I think Diggs is capped.
I did it.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. this gets rushed, especially because there's like a slight delay on my end too.
Dude, I gotta.
Ooh, Pacheco. That's a good pick. I like Pacheco there. But so I like where we're at a lot right now, actually. With I keep going back to it, but with underdog drafts being so wide receiver heavy, having three that I feel pretty confident in this early, and now we can start to target those onesies. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I am too. Because, like you said, Anthony Richardson, ton of upside. People are already putting him in MVP talks for this year just off of what he did in the 4 games that he played last year. So
Yeah, and I think it's warranted. I think the guy's legit.
I absolutely agree. He's absolutely electric. Trey McBride off the
Say
board
what's
right
up.
after Josh Allen, before Travis Kelsey,
Interesting, interesting.
Christian Kirk, Stephon Diggs, Lamar Jackson. Boom,
There
boom,
goes
boom.
Lamar. Okay. Whoa. Christian Kirk going that high is a little interesting. I could definitely see the argument for the volume, but I think that he tails off late season with the emergence of Brian Thomas.
I absolutely agree. And also, I don't think there's too many universes where I'm taking Christian Kirk in front of Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, I completely agree. But yeah, Lamar and Kelsey go, which makes a lot of sense to me.
Dalton Kincaid. People are drunk.
So that leads me into the sneaky guy that I'm thinking for later. Um, why am I forgetting? Curtis Samuel. How do you feel about Curtis Samuel?
Oh, I love Berta Samuel, bruh. I've been
Oh
talking
yeah,
about him ever since he got signed, just because there's no clear number one over there. And in terms of guys, I feel like could go out there and get it done like right away. It's Curtis Samuel and
yeah,
Khalil Shakir out of those two. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I agree with you.
Pat
Patrick
Mahomes and then
Mahomes,
James
James
Cook,
Cook.
Mark Andrews. There he goes.
That's a good pick.
There's A Rich coming around the swing.
Yeah, this will be the round to do it. He's not going to make it any further.
I agree. I think we're gonna be really sad if he doesn't make it to us. But what is our backup if he doesn't?
um, I mean, we've talked about the Titans offense. Calvin Ridley is up there with that Jamar Chase role.
Bruh.
um, you want to scroll through it a little bit?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Definitely not Rashad White. Not
Heck
touching him.
no. Oh, there goes A
No,
Rich
he's
off
gone.
the board.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not angry. Fine. How do you feel about Kyle Pitts in this range?
I mean, I think. What are the tight ends left?
Let's see. Whoa.
20 seconds.
We can get other
Um,
people that might produce at a similar
yeah.
level later.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
be happy with Kittle, Ingram, Ferg, or Bowers, really.
What do
Okay,
we
we got
think?
13 seconds here. I'd be fine with Ridley or Mixon here.
Ridley or Mixon? I'll go Ridley.
I like it. All right. Now we're going to have to start crushing the onesies, solidify the running back position. The buys are pretty spread out.
There's Mixon. So looks like it was between those two right there.
Yeah.
At
All
least
right.
he
What are
agrees.
the
Johnny Vale. Johnny Evil.
what are the
Sorry.
quarterbacks that we still have available here?
Quarterbacks that are still available. We got C.J. Stroud, Kyler, Joe Burrow, Dak, Jordan Love, Jayden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I like Kyler a lot. I think he's due for a big year. Um, Jaden Daniels later on, I think he's got a lot of upside as well.
Do we want to take them right now, though?
Probably not. We got plenty of wide receivers. I'm not loving the names that are currently on the board. I'm thinking either running back or tight end here. Um, Kittle, I saw a stat recently. Kamara's available. I think Kamara's not a bad pick here. Kamara, Aaron Jones, both names that I like there.
Yeah, I was thinking. The one that jumped out at me was Aaron Jones immediately, but Kamara's a good one too.
Yeah.
What do you
All right, we're
think?
back on the clock. Kittle's gone and Pitts is gone, so I'm not worried about tight end. I think I'd prefer Kamara in the Kubiak offense. I feel a little bit more secure in that.
All right.
We got some old running backs. We need an infusion of youth here.
Hey man, what Saquon's how old now, bro? Over the hill. I know. He's like 28.
I don't even think he's that old yet. Let me see. I can look it up.
No, Alvin Kamara's like 30, 31.
They just feel like they've been around forever. There goes Kenneth Walker. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think I was a junior in college when Alvin Kamara had his breakout season. That year when you could just start him and Mark Ingram in both your running back spots.
That was tough. That was a fun year. Keenan goes. Do you think? What are you doing in Chicago? Like dynasty wise, obviously we love Caleb. We know that Adunze is going to eventually be the guy there. But in redraft, with the amount of names, like the logjam that there is, do you have anybody that's like a favorite or standout there?
So
at cost, because obviously DJ Moore is probably the best just overall. But
so the best way I try to look at it at cost, there's Deontay.
they just took our boy Deontay.
Yeah, that hurts.
I know, pissed.
Usually my philosophy is if I see two guys who I feel like are going to do similar things in an offense, like I feel like DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, at least like production-wise, should be somewhat similar. I always go with the cheaper one. So I'm probably going Keenan Allen in redraft.
That's fair.
And plus, man,
right,
Keenan Allen
looking...
always outperforms his ADP. Literally,
That's
I feel
so
like
true.
since he's been drafted.
Yeah. Logan Schnurr with the Najee Harris pick. We've been hyping him up. DeAndre Hopkins, a guy that you've been pointing out. Christian Watson's sitting there. He's a guy that I'm interested in. We are heavy on the wide receivers, but obviously in best ball, you love to have the spike weeks with Christian. Is Chris Godwin still available, or did he get taken already?
Chris Godwin's gone a while ago. I feel like he went in the second.
Gone a while ago.
Where did Chris Godwin go? Not the second or the third or fourth. Sorry. I saw his name when he got picked. Am I tripping? There he is. 5'4".
Okay. Yeah, I just missed it. It's right after Andrews. There's a couple good picks there. All right. James Conner. I like James Conner a lot too. I feel like people are sleeping on him. I think the hype around Trey Benson has gotten way too high. I was looking at his ADP. Where's he at? His ADP on here is RB31 ahead of like Tajay Spears, Blake Corum, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford. I just feel like that's way too high.
Nah, I'd agree with that. I think, dude, this is kind of, Keon Coleman's off the board already.
Seems like it. There goes Kyler. Damn it.
You taking Keon Coleman for a full season or Rashee Rice 8 games?
Rashee Rice. Not even a thought, dude.
I did the same. There goes Kyler off the board. Brian Thomas. Yeah, we should probably go look towards quarterbacks, maybe. I don't know. We already got Kyler's off the board now.
I'm tempted to wait on Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, at this point.
I know that we've gotten sniped in a bunch of other areas, but I'm tempted to wait for that. Christian Watson is a name that I like a lot. Aaron Jones is still sitting here. He's a guy that you were considering with our last pick. I'd be happy with either one of those guys.
I'm down for the bounce back season for Christian Watson.
Okay. Let's do it.
What just happened?
Okay.
Did it pick? It did. Why did I just? Oh, it scrolled.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
And then Rashee Rice immediately after.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have to focus quarterbacks, tight ends at this point.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
See who's left.
What's the tight end pool looking like? We got Ferg. We've talked about Bowers a bunch this offseason for Dynasty and for redraft. I think that he's going to outperform expectations.
We got the Muth as well down there. I know you were big on him as well.
Yep. Yeah, Ferg, Bowers, and Freiermuth are definitely my favorite on that list right now.
And then at the QB spot, at this point, like you said, though, we can kind of wait on Jaden Daniels because I got Jaden Daniels getting close to or outproducing Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
There's Aaron Jones.
Okay, so we're back.
Are we going Ferg, you think?
If we go Ferg, then we want Dak, but we're not going to be back around the horn. But yeah, I think Ferg has a lot of touchdown upside in this offense and potentially could be the second target there, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. We going Ferg right there. Aaron Jones off the board after Zamir White. Zach Moss before both of them.
Zach Moss
I like
before
the Zach
both
Moss
of them is
pick.
the crazy thing to me.
You don't like the Zach Moss right there?
I don't have as much belief. So I don't know how to feel about Zamir White. I've been really conflicted about him. You're not worried about Chase Brown at all in Cincinnati?
Not a ton. I mean, I'm not any more worried about him than I was really last year. Like, I know obviously it's a year under his belt. He should get a little bit more involved. But I think in terms of like just being out on the field, Zach Moss was one of the better, if not one of the best, pass blockers in terms of running backs. So he should be on the field for a ton of passing plays. And then if they're splitting carries on that, but he's getting the bulk of passing, yeah, I'm still cool with Zach Moss in that offense. If he gets 75 to 80% of the volume Joe Mixon did, I'm cool with that. Especially in the eighth round. Yeah.
I just, he had a hot start to last season while Jonathan Taylor was out, but after week 7, even in the games when Jonathan Taylor still didn't play, I feel like his efficiency fell through the floor. It disappeared. Which is, historically what we think of Zach Moss. So, I don't know.
No, that's 100%.
He might return to the mean.
I think it's more of for me, it's more of a volume play. Because, we've been looking at Joe Mixon. He hasn't really been efficient these last few years either. Do I think Zach Moss is better than Joe Mixon? No, I don't think so. But, I think if we can get a good percentage of what Joe Mixon was giving us in that offense, he's a pretty good value right there. Especially, compared to Zamir White in the Raiders offense. I don't have any idea what that guy's going to do. I think he'll be okay, though.
But even a guy like Raheem Mostert that just got taken at the 8-8, who finished as the RB, he was the top 5 running back last year.
That's crazy.
We've talked about the coach speak. He's still the first guy in line for touches. I don't understand why he lasts this long,
No, that's 100% fair right there.
All right.
Your prediction
Jordan
was
Love and
correct.
Dak are gone.
Yep.
We need Jaden Daniels to make it to us. If not, we're fucked.
If he doesn't make it to us, guys, you might watch a breakdown live. Oh my God, he's got to make it so many picks. He's not making it. We might as well look and see who else is left.
Look at everybody's quarterback situation, though. Does anybody not have a quarterback except for us? Jade up right before us.
And Lord Vader.
Oh, no.
He ain't making it.
Oh, no.
We're getting sniped, buddy.
We're going to be in a blender. We're going to end up with Will Levis as our QB1.
Shout out Will Levis. Will Levis.
Will Levis, baby, for the Titans. The Titans, you called it. That's your pick to be the 2023 Texans.
Shout out Will Levis, dog. I think he's going to take a big step up this year, which should just be being an okay quarterback.
Which is all he needs to be. It's all he needs to be. With that type of pass volume that we're going to see in Tennessee this year, he doesn't need to be any more than that.
Ooh.
I like the B Rob pick. I think he's getting slept on a little bit too.
I like the B Rob pick. I like the Tony Pollard pick. Even Devin Singletary and Tajay Spears. What's Jordan or Josh Palmer doing up here? I was about to say Jordan Palmer.
I mean, they're just hoping for volume in a volatile wide receiver room, I guess.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Come on, Lord Veda. Yes.
Okay. We
Come
dodged
on.
one bullet.
Come
We
on.
dodged one bullet.
Watch the dude with two QBs pick him. Oh, Curtis Samuel.
Oh, Burtis. Damn.
Oh, David Njoku.
Don't do it to us, Jade.
Pick a tight end. Pick Brock
Jade it up.
Bowers. You're a hype beast. Come on, do it.
He doesn't have
Oh,
a tight end either.
you're a coward.
No!
Fuck.
Okay. All right. Do we
go.
we double it tight end with Brock? Do we? I like Rashid Shaheed here also.
Frick. I say we double it tight end.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We don't have to hit that again.
That hurt.
We're gonna have to spend at least 2, maybe 3 picks at quarterback with the type of volatility we're gonna have this late now, though.
Yeah. There goes Caleb Williams.
Oh my God. All right, pull up the quarterback list for me.
Oh, it's ugly, brother. We got Jared Goff though. I love Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, Brock Purdy.
Still got Kirk Cousins.
Oh Lord, this is bad. This is bad.
Guys, this is why you
jeez.
don't wait this long. Next time, just take the quarterback.
Bro, we should have taken Josh Allen in the 4th.
We should have.
The opportunity was there. Okay, which quarterback do you even want, or do we like at this point? Is it so much of a crapshoot that we wait again? Is that crazy? Like,
we are getting to the range where the last 4 people did not play multiple games last year.
oh Lord, bro, we are in a blender.
I think we pick someone.
We pick someone. I mean, I'm not that enticed by anybody on the overall board that you're looking at right now. So yeah, we go quarterback. Go back to the list. God damn it. You want Jared? You like Jared.
I like Jared Goff.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so that's a good safe play. We know what that offense is going to be. I have confidence that he's going to be a solid floor for us. He's going to provide a little bit of upside. Maybe we should look to stack. I know that Matthew Stafford is still on the board, and we have Puka. That'd be a nice little 1-2.
Let's see what other stacks. What other possible stacks?
Purdy went before us, so we couldn't make that stack with Debo. I would have been very interested in that.
Say, man, we got Will Levis, you know.
Yeah, the Will Levis Calvin Ridley stack.
Bro,
we can go
the Gardner
Jared Goff, Matthew
Minshew,
Stafford.
the Gardner Minshew Brock Bowers stack, bro.
You mean the AOC Brock Bowers stack? Is that what you mean?
Aiden O'Connell. Okay, all right. Okay, Farva.
All right, okay.
All right, Farva.
Damn, Gus Edwards off the board. I just saw a report today that he's locked in as the RB1. Not sure that I'm buying it, but touchdown upside for sure in a crazy run-heavy offense.
Okay.
Your boy Brandon Cooks?
Oh, yeah, Brandon Cooks off the board. That's a good pick right there. In the 10th round, sheesh. Jerome Ford. That is a name I have not heard a lot this offseason.
I mean, he's slated to be the RB1, considering Nick Chubb isn't going to be ready. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good last year either for fantasy. So
He just kind of did what he does.
yeah, but I mean, getting a starting running back in the 10th round, can't argue with that.
Austin Eckler for Washington off the board.
Bro, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Austin this year?
Man, so okay, so he's got Anthony Lynn back, and that was back when he was having some of his best seasons was under him. He said that he didn't go back to the Chargers not because he lost the step, but because they wanted somebody to carry the ball a certain amount of times, and he was like, "No, I don't want to be that." So I'm assuming he's here in the role that he wants to be in terms of catching the passes out the backfield. I think B Rob's going to take a good amount of passes out the backfield as well because the team has been doing
Yeah.
nothing but saying that's what he's been working on this whole season.
Yeah.
So, in terms of how much volume is left for Austin Eckler outside of that, considering he wants to be the passing downs guy, I don't know. I don't think there's much.
Yeah. I think he's a good real life addition, but for fantasy, I'm kind of off. And that's part of why I'm so high on B Rob this year.
Yeah, I think B Rob's taking over that backfield 100%,
Yeah.
or at least like maybe 85%.
Well, I mean, 85% is a lot for bell cows, brother. That's a big number.
You know what I mean?
I like the confidence though.
I just love B Rob, man.
All right,
Dontavian Wicks and Donde Mitchell off the board. Khalil
do we
Shakir.
go back to the quarterback well?
I think we do. And do we take Justin Herbert off of the maybe he does have a good year because he's still a good quarterback and they want him to run the ball more possibly?
If he runs the ball more, which they've been talking about, I'm not opposed.
You know what I'm saying? Do we do it?
I like it. Let's do it.
Bet.
And then we round it out with the Will Levis at the
Will
end.
Levis, baby.
Okay, we probably need to hit running back again also.
Alexander in the chat. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? Glad to have you.
We are going through this draft. We waited too long to get quarterbacks if you're looking. But the team's pretty solid. I'm going to scroll through so you can see it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's the first one. I'm sure we'll do more of these. We'll get some more drafts under our belt. Feel more comfortable.
Absolutely.
All right, what's the running back landscape look like at this point?
Let's see
I
for
feel
the
like it's
running
gonna be
backs.
ugly.
Let me get
I
Nick
was
Chubb.
right.
It's an elite name,
I don't
brother.
mind. I don't mind a little Ty Chandler. We've talked him up a little bit, and we know that Aaron Jones is a little bit injury prone. I think that team is going to be more inclined to run the ball with their quarterback situation. What do you think about little Ty Chandler?
I like Ty Chandler a lot too. I like him. I like Jaleel McLaughlin, but if I had to pick between the two, I'm going Ty Chandler. So I like that.
All right, let's do it.
Whoa, don't do this.
Okay. Rounding out the team a little bit here.
I'm sorry, guys. This thing is annoying me as much as it is you, I probably.
Doing our best.
I'm a-
Will's doing his best. I'm just over here chilling.
I'm going to figure
TBH.
something out, though.
Yeah. Jerry Judy. Is there upside to be had there? I guess if people believe in Deshaun Watson, which
For
I don't
Jerry
think
Jeudy.
that I really do anymore.
I
Do
don't.
you?
I don't believe.
Oh, there's the Stafford.
Damn. Lord Vader. Nick Chubb off the board. I'm telling you, man. Do I believe in Jerry Judy? No. No. I don't really believe in too much of that passing offense over there, like you said. Like I think Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson would need to take a considerable step up, and we've been saying that for 2
And-
years.
Yeah, and like I think Kevin Stefanski's a good coach that would, with the right personnel, would be very balanced. But like, he's a run first guy with questionable quarterback play. Like I feel like they're gonna lean on the run game a ton.
Nah, I absolutely agree.
Damn,
Demario
I kind of wish we had
Douglas.
Brock Purdy and we could have hit our little Ricky Pearsall. That would have been fun.
Ooh, Ricky Pearsall, especially if Ayuk's gone too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's gonna
But I
eat,
don't-
dude. He's gonna eat.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to double up him with Debo if we don't have the quarterback also.
that's true. Yeah, that's just too much. There's too many accessories and not enough, actual pieces. If we're gonna do that, like we wouldn't. You get what I'm saying, though. There's not too many
I
situations where you're
absolutely
starting
get what
two
you're
wide
saying,
receivers. Yeah.
and I love the way you said it.
Too many
Too
accessories,
many
not enough
accessories,
pieces.
not enough pieces. The age-old saying. Oh boy.
I had to get that on a shirt.
This is what live streams are about.
I had to get that on a shirt.
Kamani. There he goes.
I love Kamani.
I like the upside there.
Gabe Davis. Jalen Wright. Kind of gross.
All right, we're coming up here. You liked Jaleel McLaughlin, and I kind of agree with you. The hype has been there. Coach Speak Index has been putting his name out there. Anybody else you're considering? I just know that was one of the guys that you were interested in on the last pick.
The only other person around here I'm really looking at, maybe Darnell Mooney, just because I think, him as a wide receiver 2 in that offense could be cool. Jermaine Burton as the wide receiver 3 in Cincinnati could be cool. But I don't know. Between those three for me right there.
Ooh. Let's go with McLaughlin.
Bet. But like you said, the coach speak is there. I love Jermaine Burton. That wide receiver 3 out there in Cincinnati.
Yeah. There is a real chance that he could be a 0 this year, but I feel like that's, I don't know. Is it crazy that I don't think T. Higgins is as good as the public thinks he is?
I'm kind of right there with you, brother. I think there's a big chance that this is a year they got, T. Higgins on that 1 year that they don't want to call a franchise tag. Okay, it's a 1-year deal. We're going to see how much he really gets used and, what this offense is. Because if they're not planning on keeping him, I'm looking forward to them using the guys that they're going to have. You know what I mean? But if it turns out that T. Higgins is just leaps and bounds better, then, that just kind of is what it is right there, too. Then he's just got to be the guy to play.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's leaps and bounds better than Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, I'm not sold that he is either. All right. What do we do here? What are you thinking?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. Nothing's really screaming at me here. So it's kind of one of those.
Ray Davis isn't terrible. Troy Franklin is a little interesting. We talked about Pearsall.
5 seconds.
Pearsall. I don't know.
It's too late. I think we got Xavier Leggett.
Fuck! No! Damn it. And Ray Davis went off the board right after that. I was kind of hoping he might make it back around. It's a little interesting there.
That hurts a little bit.
Hey, bro. Live streams get too hectic. This is, you know what's funny? All these years of watching, crap, why am I for BDGE? Nick. Watching Nick do these Underdog live streams and just he's listen to what I say, not what I do, because he never picks time.
I feel it, bro, because just doing all this, I got my phone out, I've got this, I'm still missing stuff, dog.
I'm looking at 3 screens. I'm relying on you to scroll for me, which isn't your fault at all because you got so many other things to do.
Bro, I'm refreshing the Discord every 2 seconds to make sure the stream is still up. It's crazy, dog. I'm over here juggling. I got to figure out a way to get this a little bit better.
Blended.
Oh, Will Levis off the freaking board, bro. No, bro.
I just hope that anybody that is in chat or watching later on can get some enjoyment out of the fact that we are stressed.
Bro. I'm kind of devastated. Will Levis off the board, bro.
Since round 1, that's all I cared about. Oh man. All right. We don't have Deontay. We don't have Chris Godwin, my favorite player. If we had Deontay, I would say we could get the little Bryce Young stack. Maybe we still can.
Yeah, we get the Bryce Young stack with Xavier Leggett.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I guess true. You're right. Highest upside stack I've ever seen.
You know what I'm saying? Highest hoping for upside stack.
Bro, speaking of this kind of upside, how about QJ?
Bro, QJ?
What if they move him into the slot? What if they move him into the slot? Entertain me for 1 second.
Okay, so look,
He was
listen.
fantastic in the slot at TCU. He was always bad on the outside. They
Yeah,
played him on the outside
I'm
when he got
sure
to the Chargers.
I'm sure he's terrible on the outside. He has to use his hands out there. If he's in the slot and Justin Herbert is beaming them at his neck and chest plate, then yes, I'll take Quentin Johnston in the 15th round. Sure. Yes.
I'm mostly joking. There's like a tiny bit of potential optimism there, but I'm not being that for real. Just for the audience.
Dude, Quentin, dude, I've never had a person that I wish I had stuck to my guns more early on than Quentin Johnston. Because I
What do you
said,
mean wish you had? I feel like you kind of did. I feel like we were off of him almost the entire draft cycle.
I feel like we were off of him, but we were still optimistic. But I was like, at the very start, I was like, nope, TCU receiver, throw him in the garbage. He's nothing.
Should have stuck with the helmet scout. You
I
were right from the jump.
literally should have stuck with it.
Oh man.
The TCU receiver, I've seen this before. Josh Doxson, get out of here.
Oh god.
I want y'all, hey, anyone in the crowd, if you remember Josh Doxson, I'm sure you don't remember that name if you're not a Commanders fan. Look up his
Yeah,
counting stats and then look up where he was drafted.
That's a hometown heartbreak only. That is one for us to bear and no one else.
We will bear the burden. Quentin Johnston, middle of the 15th round. Tyler Algier also. Deshaun Watson.
All right, we're almost up. We got to come up with something. I like Troy Franklin. Yo, your boy Cade Otton is here, but we also have 2 pretty high upside tight ends. I don't know that we need to run that back.
That is true. So you thinking Troy Franklin here?
I wouldn't be mad at it. That's fine with me.
I like Troy Frank. I think the QB connect. Oh, you want to get the Troy Frank Bo Nix stack, bro?
Bo Nix in the last round. If anybody picks Bo Nix before us, I am going to do some things that shouldn't be done on live stream.
I'm queuing it up right now, dog.
There we go. There we go. I won't be sad about Will Levis if Bo Nix is still available.
The Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, Oregon stack, baby.
Bro, what's the difference between Bo Nix and Drew Brees? Riddle me that.
The only thing I see is more college hype for Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe he's better. He's got Sean Payton, bro.
this just in, Bo
That'd be
Nix
just
off
fun.
to a better start than Drew Brees. Run it.
Bro, this is exactly how I expected this to go.
Dude, it's the 16th round. I love the 15th. I love like the 13th to 16th round because I can really just let the bullshit fly. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter at all.
Nothing matters anymore.
What's the rest of the QB list though?
Like that motherfucker just took Daniel Jones. All right, so we got Bryce Young, Derek Carr.
Bryce is there? Nah, I mean we can't pass on.
We could get the Bryce Young, Xavier Leggett stack too. I'm not mad at it. We got JJ, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Gardner Minshew. What you think?
Nah, I mean I've been talking up the Panthers this whole time. Can we take a little Bryce?
Hell
I feel
yeah,
like there's
bro.
actually some legitimate shot with that. Or
Hell
did
yeah.
we just time out?
No, I got
We
it.
got him. Okay.
Use the phone.
If you guys haven't watched our last video, we talked about teams that could potentially be a repeat of the 2023 Texans, kind of that breakout offense that nobody was expecting. Panthers were one of my favorites, and the Titans were one of Will's favorites. That's part of why we've been hyping up Bryce and Will Levis.
Absolutely. And a lot of fun out here, too. A lot of fun. But I really do think the Titans have a lot of room. Well, obviously, have a lot of room to step up. They were ass last year. But I think that with the changes that they made, bringing in Brian Callahan, I think it's going to be huge.
Brian Callahan for the increased pass volume. His dad.
For the blocking.
Bill Callahan for the horrendous O-line play. Calvin Ridley still got some left in the tank. The interchangeable running backs using the passing game should be fun. It should be fun over there.
Will Levis, man. Stonks are going up.
Mm-hmm.
Miracle Whip stocks going up.
Miracle Whip in the coffee, baby.
Oh, we still got another pick.
Bananas with the peel on.
We still got several picks,
Um,
brother. Hell yeah. We
all
got two
right.
more.
Probably don't need to run back quarterback again. What's the overall list look like at this point?
So overall, at the QB spot, we've got Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Bryce Young. At the running back, we've got Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Ty Chandler, Jaleel McLaughlin. Wide receiver, we got Puka Nakua, Debo Samuel, Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Xavier Leggett, and Troy Franklin. And at tight end, we got Jake Ferguson and Brock Bowers. So we could go tight end if there's any high upside guys left. Had to be a mega high upside guy at tight end, which I don't think is really left, except Jatavion, maybe.
Yeah, what can you pull up running backs and tight ends?
Absolutely.
Man, this is ugly.
Take Braylon Allen.
Absolutely not. Bro, no chance.
Bro's got no road to playing time.
Khalil Herbert, a tiny bit interesting to me, just because I think he's the best pure runner in that backfield on an offense that could be higher upside than people expect.
They just took my
You're gonna
18th
hate
round
this.
pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
My 18th round pick just flew off the board. I was hoping Luke McCaffrey was going to slide down there.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, and there goes Khalil. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're gonna hate me. Are you ready?
Just do it, bro.
CEH.
Yeah, I knew you were going to fucking say it. As soon as we pulled this list up, I was like, it's going to end up being CEH out of everyone here.
Bro, we need him. We need him. I'm telling you.
You remember that one year where like everyone in the comments was bullying me because CEH started off with like 3 of the best games we've ever seen from him?
This is why I bully you with him, because you were so right about him that year. Everybody was like, he's the best. He's the RB2 on the season, and then fell off the face of the earth.
Literally.
For the remainder, like the next 12 weeks.
Into a crater.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell, what do you know that I don't know, buddy?
That's crazy. He's not even going to play.
No.
But with that being said, give him to me. Let's go. Let's go. What a beast.
I hate it here.
But you want to lead the Panthers stack with a little Jatavian?
Honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm kind of cool with it.
Oh my god. There's so many higher upside plays, but just for the shits and gigs.
What other plays just for the audience? What do you think?
Well, maybe not at the tight end position, but pull up the rest of the ranks here. I listened to a podcast yesterday where they were trying to hype up Devontae Walker as a late round pick, and like I think there's a shot at like a downfield receiving threat in a Lamar Jackson offense could in best ball be somewhat useful.
Yeah, that's best ball.
Which is
I know that's what we're drafting. I know.
Yeah.
But
in a managed league, I'm not touching him.
It's tough, man, because like I don't like any Ravens wide receiver in best ball. I just feel like it's such a wasted slot, such a lottery pick.
Yeah. Ooh, bro.
What?
Greg motherfucking Dortch.
Greg Dortch?
Yes, bro.
What's the story behind Greg Dortch? Let's give us a little bit of background. You got a 50-second elevator pitch. Go.
The Arizona offense is going to be much improved this year. Obviously, Marvin Harrison comes in. He's going to command most of the coverage. They got Michael Wilson, who I don't think is like that talented. He's going to have the volume, but Greg Dortch is going to be the slot guy in a similar offense to what we've seen from like, I don't know, like a Shanahan tree. And we're back on the clock. And so I don't know. I just think that the volume in the passing game is going to be enough to support a guy like that, especially in the 18th round. Like some of these other guys might not even play.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hammer that pick because I also like that pick. I think that we saw Greg Dortch benefit a lot from Hollywood not being with the team. Obviously, Hollywood's not with the team anymore, and he was running alongside Michael Wilson along that. But he got pretty, I'd say, insane volume during that time that nobody thought they were going to keep up with. Which obviously it didn't when
Yeah.
Hollywood came back. But
Right.
with him serving that role, with him bringing in MHJ, and with them having those two guys on the outside and having him officially in that slot role, like you said, I think, yeah, that's a very sneaky
Yeah.
late round pick. That's great.
I appreciate it. They do have Zay Jones, who just got drafted. Look at that.
There he
I
goes.
just feel like him and uh, Michael Wilson are
They
going to
serve similar
cannibalize each other.
roles. Yeah.
Colby Parkinson, bro. Where's Davis Allen at?
Davis Allen. Oi, why is nobody drafting Will Shipley, mate? How often does Saquon stay
Bro,
healthy the whole season? Come on,
Chase Claypool resurgence.
bro. That was another person right there. I feel like I called pretty early that he's not good,
You did.
and
I
it
remember
paid
that, and
off.
I did not believe you. I did not believe you, and I was proven very wrong. Although I was able to get rid of the bag in Dynasty. I had him, and I think I traded him for like a couple seconds or something like that before he fell off a cliff.
Sheesh. Chase Claypool for a couple
Anyways,
seconds is highway robbery, but that's gonna get us into this final draft that we got here.
we did it. We made it to the end without the stream exploding, without losing you guys. For the people that tuned in, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for being part of it. For the people that watch afterwards, hope you guys enjoy the tomfoolery that was this underdog draft. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more. I don't know. Obviously, we're gonna try to clean it up, but this is a good time. These are for us. Hope you guys enjoy also.
Yeah, we'll hope people will check out the DVR maybe afterwards. I'll make sure it's live over there too.
But let's go through the team that we drafted. Will, you want to read it off to him?
Yep. So at the QB spot, we've got Jared Goff, we got Justin Herbert, and we got Bryce Young. At the running back spot, we've got Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Ty Chandler, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Wide receiver, Puka Nakua, Debo Samuel, Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Xavier Leggett, Troy Franklin, Greg Dortch, and at the tight end we got Jake Ferguson and Brock Bowers. So I guess we can go ahead and break down each spot, each pick, and why we did what we did.
I mean, stress. Stress is
Yeah.
why we did what we did. Panic. No, but at least for the early ones, where did? Okay, yeah, you got that pulled up. So, yeah, and you got the full board. I like this. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do feel like the 109 was a little bit of a tough. I feel like that was there were two tiers that went before us. Obviously, there's that top five or so. I guess Bijan went before Justin Jefferson, which is a little crazy to me. Maybe you can call it top six, but then there's like Bijan, Brees Hall. I think they're kind of in a tier of their own. And then it got to us. There were a ton of names that were kind of in consideration there. Puka, AJ Brown, and Garrett Wilson was worth considering. Were you looking at any of the running backs? Like, would you have thought about Jameer?
I looked at Jameer, but I just thought that would have been kind of like it would have been a pretty big reach. I feel like for him or Jonathan Taylor at that spot,
Yeah.
especially compared to like what Puka did give us last year. If he could repeat that again,
Yeah, and he was so unlucky in the touchdown department. Like if you look at touchdown rate compared to league average, I would expect regression, like a positive touchdown regression for him if he continues to have anywhere near the volume that he had last year.
Yeah, and he cut weight and he's been working on breakaway speed too. So that's something that's been a point of contention for him. I think he's trying to work on finishing plays now because he did get caught at the 1, the 5, the 3 a lot last year.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson is a guy that I feel like we're going to see rise up draft boards as we get closer to like real redraft season in late July, August. Um, and honestly, maybe he deserves to be up there. If Aaron Rodgers can be a semblance of what he's been in the past. What do you think about Garrett Wilson this year?
I think Garrett Wilson, yeah, I think he's one of those guys. He's kind of proven. He's kind of quarterback proof a little bit too, because he's still gonna have a solid season. Now, it's just is he gonna be worth this 12th overall pick? I think if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, absolutely. He's probably gonna over
Yeah,
exceed this. He might take that next step up.
yeah, I would agree with that. But I'm happy with the Puka pick. And then it goes around the horn back to us to our second rounder.
Yeah, Saquon.
Yeah, we go with Saquon Barkley. It was funny. I also was considering Devon Achane there, who ended up going down into the third round. He lasted a while after that. Um, I I'm pretty happy with that. Devontae Adams, who went immediately after Saquon, I feel like you could make the conversation for that as well. Just the immense volume that he's going to see. Um, but
Yeah.
besides that, I feel like Saquon's got so much locked in volume, right?
Yeah, I mean, locked in volume behind that offensive line too. Like honestly, we might not have the best version of Saquon Barkley in terms of the player, but in terms of the situation, we've definitely got the best version of Saquon Barkley right now.
Yeah, I saw something recently, a stat about Saquon Barkley, like I don't know if it was fourth quarter touches or like touches when trailing, and like it was so ridiculously low. Especially red zone touches that was included also, and that's just gonna flip on its head going to Philly. Like they're gonna be in so much better offensive situations and scoring chances that if he can be anywhere close to what he's been talent wise throughout his career, the opportunity is going to be there for him to smash.
Nah, I definitely agree with that.
All right, you want to talk
Oh,
Debo?
we can talk Debo. So obviously going back around, most surprising pick on the way up to us was that Sam Laporta at the 212. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But making our way back to us, somebody I was looking at or we were talking about with the wide receivers was Tank Dell because it was like that little cluster of wide receivers we had right there. But I think, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, the reason that you had given me for Debo Samuel with Brandon Ayuk possibly being out of the building, with us possibly getting the Debo Samuel like we saw that year where he ended as the wide receiver two behind Cooper Cup, who was having a historic year that year. Any other year he would have been the wide receiver one. So it's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
so I do think that I think it's a good pick right here. I think he's still got a lot of juice left. Obviously, he's a good player in a great situation and possibly a number one situation for him. So yeah, I love that right there, especially in the third round.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And it goes around the turn. Uh, Thoughts on Travis Etienne? Just like quick thoughts about expectations for him.
Honestly, I think it'll be fine. I think Tank Bigsby is going to take a step up this year. I think he's not going to be a complete
Do
zero
you?
like he was last year, at least. I think he's
I'm
going to get more involved. But I think Travis
yeah.
still has his role in that offense. I think he is the bell cow guy. But I think Tank Bigsby gets a little bit more burn than people give him credit for this year.
They have talked about taking a little bit of the volume off of Travis Etienne, and we kind of saw that near the end of the year. Because he tailed off from a fantasy production standpoint, and a lot of it had to do with volume. He also dropped off in efficiency last year versus previous years, so that's why I'm a little bit nervous. But yeah, I just wanted to get quick thoughts on that. T. Higgins, George Pickens at the turn seems a little rich. Um,
Yeah.
we take Zay Flowers. Um, in hindsight, maybe just securing Josh Allen there would have been the move, just with what happened to our quarterback situation. But what do you think about that decision and who?
Yeah, hindsight being 2020, I probably would have gone Josh Allen, knowing what our quarterback situation ended up looking like. But the person I'm kind of looking at here too is Isaiah Pacheco. I feel like he would have been pretty
Yeah,
solid to solidify that running back spot too. I think he's primed for a really big year this year. Um, so in terms of picks so far, I think that's the weakest one we've made so far. But I
yeah,
still like the pick itself.
yeah. And people might be confused. Like if you've been watching the channel, Zay Flowers, not a guy that I've personally been high on. I felt like. uh, I feel like there's not a ton of middle ground with him. I feel like being the wide receiver one in that offense, I don't know. being that his ADP was there and that we needed the receiver, I feel like he's either going to bust or have the upside that we need. Not a lot of in between. Um, but yeah, hindsight, I probably would have gone a different way. Isaiah Pacheco in an offense that it seems crazy to say, but like had a fairly down year efficiency wise compared to their average, still won the Super Bowl. I think he's going to have crazy touchdown luck. And Josh Allen's going to continue to score a lot of touchdowns on the ground with Joe Brady there. His red zone rush usage went through the roof when they made the offensive coordinator change.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And like with the receiver talent out there as well, it's probably going to be the Josh Allen show every week out there.
Yeah,
um,
couldn't agree more.
Something that surprised me this round going around that bend, Christian Kirk and Stephon Diggs going before Travis Kelsey. Not too sure
Yeah.
about that one right there, to be honest with you. I don't. Stephon Diggs, when he was a wide receiver one last year, wasn't really going before Travis Kelsey in too many drafts, so it's a little confusing. But nonetheless,
Yeah, I think Travis Kelsey probably fell too far, and those guys probably got propped up a little bit too far as well. So I agree with that. Um, Mark Andrews making it to the 5th round, that's a really nice value. Chris Godwin, one of my favorite values in all of fantasy football right now. I was sad that he didn't make it back to us. Obviously, we got sniped with Anthony Richardson. That was the guy that we were really hoping would get there. But we landed with Calvin Ridley, and we've talked a lot this week in the past couple of weeks about the Titans' upside. So I'm pretty happy with that in an offense that I expect to see a huge increase in pass volume.
yeah, especially when he's got that Jamar Chase role out there. I'm excited to see what they can make happen out there with 34-year-old Calvin Ridley. He's really, what, 30,
He's
31?
not 34. But yeah, I mean, if they do put him in that position, like the kind of positionless role where they can move him around the offense and get him easy looks, that's going to mean a lot of production, I think.
I agree. Taking a look at the next pick. Next one we had off was, hold on, so taking a look, we had Joe Mixon fire off. That was someone else we were in between. We weren't going to touch Rashad White.
No shot.
Kyle Pitts and George Kittle were thoughts at the tight ends position. Roma Dunze going before George Kittle, definitely interesting. But Alvin Kamara being our next pick, how do you feel about that one right there?
I'm pretty happy with that one. Looking back on it, like we already had a bunch of receivers. Obviously, I see Deontay Johnson a little bit after, and he's another one of my absolute favorite values. So I'm sad that we didn't get to have Deontay on the team. But in terms of like our roster makeup, I think Alvin Kamara made a lot of sense. I think with the OC change and then bringing in Clint Kubiak, there's going to be more focus on the run. There's going to be more efficiency in the run game, which is something they've been severely lacking, and just a better overall offensive environment. And so I think that's going to lead to probably a slight increase in efficiency for Kamara on the ground, but even more so, better opportunities through the air than what we've seen the past couple of years.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think Alvin Kamara is prime for just, another season of him doing what he does, especially when, people are talking about him not being super efficient on the ground. And it's like, yeah, he's never really been efficient on the ground. That's been his whole career.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. It's touchdowns and receptions. And you're talking about a guy that, yes, I know it was a smaller sample size considering he missed time, but while he was on the field, running back 3 in points per game. Like, give me that in the 6th round for sure.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And then with our next pick, right before our pick was Jonathan Brooks, another player that I really, really like, especially when he's ready to get in this season. But we got Christian Watson. The logic here is pretty simple. When looking at a guy like Jaden Reed, who went 2 rounds earlier in the 5th round, versus Christian Watson, who's going in the 7th, when they are both on the field, the person who gets priority is Christian Watson. Now, the issue that we've got is, durability issues, stuff like that, which Christian Watson also knows, and he's been addressing this offseason. They've tried to balance that out more. But I think that, this offense really just gets back to Christian Watson being the guy, being the number one for this offense, and Jaden Reed's role just sort of gets diminished out of that. So this is kind of like one of those, 2021 Robert Woods when he was going 2 or 3 rounds before Cooper Kupp, and then Cooper Kupp ended up being the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar. Yeah, you alluded to it. All of the splits say that Christian Watson is the one when he's on the field. People that may not have watched their videos before might be like, "Well, how are you so optimistic that he's going to stay on the field?" And honestly, I'm not. Uh, there's just as good a chance that he's still injury prone. But the report is that he's been working with like hamstring specialists who went in and told him that there was a mass and strength imbalance, like a significant one of like 20% or something. I'm not sure how they do those calculations, obviously, but 20% imbalance between his two hamstrings. And so he's gotten that down to a much more level. And if that is like a valid thing that we can hold on to as like a reason why he might not get injured as often, he's absolutely going to outperform this like late seventh round pick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like once we get past this, besides Jake Ferguson, because he was kind of our starting tight end, I feel like once we get past here, and I guess the quarterbacks too, we're kind of shooting for a lot of upside. So I guess we can kind of hammer these ones out. For Jake Ferguson, in terms of him, we feel like he could be the number two receiving option with this team between him and Brandon Cooks. Whoever wins out there, we're leaning towards Ferguson here. We think the touchdown luck should be there as well. He should get a lot of red zone opportunities. He got a ton of them last year, so I don't see that being any different this year, except for the fact that he should just have the ball coming to him more. So I like Jake Ferguson as an upside play, especially at the tight end position. If you can't get one of the elite guys,
Yeah, the play action usage that he got in the red zone and in the 10 zone was elite. And yeah, like you said, I expect it to continue.
and then with our next pick, we went back to the tight ends with Brock Bowers, the greatest tight end prospect of all time. You know, ended up with the Raiders. Obviously, we know Michael Mayer's there, another great tight end prospect as well. Brock Bowers is the more talented out of the two. I think we can all agree on that 100%. But when it comes to them both being on the field, I think with Antonio Pierce, he's very much rung the bell this offseason for he's going to get the ball into the hands of his best players. Brock Bowers has been getting nothing but glowing reviews from everybody on the team, the coaching staff, and he has really cemented himself as one of those top guys. And he's been getting a lot of different looks in terms of handoffs. They've been getting real creative with getting him the ball. So I'm expecting to see Brock Bowers out there on the field a lot and just heavily involved.
Yeah, I saw a report today from their tight ends coach talking about earning their receptions and having to be a blocker first and stuff like that. Antonio Pierce being the head coach there, he's going to see plenty of work. He's too good not to.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the next round, we had to go to the quarterback well because we did not have any quarterbacks at this point. We
We were
took Jared
scrambling.
Goff. We took Jared Goff. He's a player that I like a lot. I like the Detroit offense. I feel like we know what that offense is. It's going to produce. Is Jared Goff going to be a world breaking quarterback back there? No, but he's going to have some good weeks. He's going to have some great weeks here and there as well. So this is going to be one of those kind of roller coasters. But do you want to talk about the next one right here?
Well, just a quick note on Jared Goff is like once you get to that point in the draft, when you don't have a quarterback on the team, like you need somebody that's just going to be solid. Like you need a week in, week out guy that you can depend on. And so I think Jared was a good pick there based on who was available. So I like that a lot. And then it was so late in the drafts. We wanted the upside that you talk about. So then we go Justin. Obviously, there's question marks there, but a quarterback in the 11th round is going to have those. We do think that it's going to be a run first offense. But the thing that you pointed out while we were on the clock, and I think was a prudent point, is that they've been emphasizing getting Justin Herbert involved in the run game, using his legs a little bit more. We know he's an athlete. We've seen him do it before. The tendency hasn't been there as much since he's gotten to the NFL versus college. But if they can activate that a little bit, I think that he does absolutely have that upside. And, Jim Harbaugh offenses have been very efficient and have been very good, uh, you know, even if their first option in the red zone is to run it, like the efficiency I think might be enough to prop him up.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Moving to the next pick on here, we got Mr. Ty Chandler at the running back spot. We went two running backs back to back, Ty Chandler and Jaleel McLaughlin. Both of those are upside picks. Both guys we've heard a lot of positivity in the offseason about. Ty Chandler, one person with the only real competition he has is Aaron Jones back there in the backfield, obviously, and Aaron Jones is who he is. But next man up is 100% Ty Chandler. And I feel like, what we saw last year, if he was able to get that opportunity, he obviously can take that and run with it, pardon the pun. And with Jaleel McLaughlin, sort of the same thing. He was brought in by this coaching staff. The coaching staff loves him. There's been a lot of positive coach speak about him in this offseason. There's been a lot of negative coach speak and a lot of negative talk about Javonte Williams in this offseason as well
Yeah.
from the Broncos. So a lot of signs are indicating towards, first off, it's going to be a committee back there. But if there's anyone who's going to be at the head of it, I feel like it would be Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's not the head of it, just strictly based on physical size, like he's a smaller guy.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to be with how efficient he was. He was one of the most efficient backs in football last year. And so getting him that late just felt like it was worth it based on the rest of the running back room. I think he's got a shot for some decent production.
absolutely. And then looking at the next pick, we got Xavier Leggett. That was an
That was
accident.
a whoopsie.
Yeah, that was a whoopsie daisy. I did not mean to do that. We wanted Ricky Pearsall, even Ray Davis, a lot of other people, Will Levis, even just about anybody
Yeah.
besides Xavier Leggett right there. But I'm also not terribly mad at Xavier Leggett either. I think he's going to have opportunity. I think he's going to be in an offense with, Deontay Johnson should be out there separating, getting volume at a high rate, which should draw attention away from other receivers in the offense. So that there should be some opportunity for Xavier Leggett. He should be able to get some 50-50 balls and win some contested catches. I just don't know how much he's really going to do. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Neither of us are high on him. We didn't
Yeah.
mean to make the pick. But if I have to argue for him, we've talked about the Panthers being kind of that upside offense that could take a jump. Also, if they do put him in the slot, I think he's got a much better chance to have success there where he doesn't have to have the nuance in the route running. And he's got, a two-way go. I don't know if that's going to happen considering they have Deontay and Adam Thielen, guys that are probably more suited for that role. Although Deontay is let fill out that X, but I digress. He's got a little bit of upside just with the explosiveness, but we'll have to see.
And then taking a look at the next pick, we got Troy Franklin. This was a fun pick right here. We were thinking about doing the Troy Franklin Bo Nix stack, but we didn't end up going through with it. But just Troy Franklin as a pick himself. We don't really know how this wide receiver room is going to shake out. Obviously, Courtland Sutton's still there, so he should be the guy at least to start out. But there's still guys there like Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, two wide receivers who were actually drafted by this coaching regime. So looking to the future, they should be the guys that should be getting leaned on to more, especially since Courtland Sutton's starting to get older. But, it's just looking at this year in a vacuum, I think there's a lot of room for Troy Franklin in this offense that we don't even really know the identity of it yet, really.
Yeah, I actually really like the Troy Franklin pick in an ambiguous wide receiver room with his college quarterback throwing to him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the connection that's going to be there from day one. And statistically, analytically, he was a fantastic prospect, even if, people want to poke holes in other areas. I like him a lot. I think there's actually a decent chance for him to produce. And even in a managed league, I don't think he'd be a terrible pick, but especially in best ball when you don't have to start, make choices in your lineup, I think he's going to have some spike weeks that are going to prop up the team.
Absolutely. And then taking a look at the next one with Bryce Young, that was a pick that we made because, again, like we talked about earlier, we feel like this Panthers offense is starting to not emerge, but more so like get its feet under itself. But obviously, that's going to start with the quarterback spot. It's going to start with Bryce Young having a better year, which we think is going to happen. All signs are kind of indicating towards them building around him more. Obviously, they beat up the wide receiver room around him more, bringing Deontay Johnson, drafting Xavier Leggett. The list goes on with Jatavion Sanders as well. So I think that this offense is at least primed to be competent. And I think if we can get that out of Bryce Young, at least at this point in the draft, I think that's a great value to get out of a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's got the QB whisperer, Dave Canales, coming to town
Yep.
to help him out. So, yeah, I'm a fan of that one in Superflex leagues. And also, kind of as your last resort in a best ball league, I think he makes a lot of sense. I can take the next one since I know you don't even want to say this guy's name.
Yep, absolutely.
CEH. It's our 17th round pick. We needed to round out the running back room a little bit. We had talked about Khalil Herbert in the lead up to that, but he went just before us. And there just wasn't a lot left on the board. I think that there's chance for upside just considering that offense, I think, like we mentioned during the draft, is going to return to a level of efficiency that we haven't seen or that we didn't see from them last year. Obviously, we're way more in on Isaiah Pacheco and his touchdown upside. But if anything were to happen to him, then I do think Clyde steps into a very, very valuable fantasy role there.
Yeah, this pick kind of feels like to me personally like somebody's got to do it if Isaiah Pacheco goes down, and Clyde's right
Yeah.
there, so he's gonna be the guy.
And they don't have Jerick McKinnon anymore, right? He's not on the roster.
Nope.
So like, they're not going to give Pacheco 90% of the carry. Like somebody else got to touch the ball back there, right?
Dude, I swear, if I gotta watch more Clyde Edwards-Helaire dropping screen passes in the backfield, and he's 5'6", I'm gonna be pissed off. But I think you're
That's
100%
fair.
right. You're 100% right.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be right, but yeah, there's
You,
some legitimacy to it.
yeah, it's disgusting. And then Greg Dortch. I believe we gave him a pretty good spiel about Greg Dortch at the end of the draft, but you want to go ahead and go for it again one more time?
Yeah, just a rising offense. I expect a big jump from what was one of the worst teams in the league last year in the Arizona Cardinals. I think Kyler's going to take a step up. I like the coaching staff and what they're going to do. And I think that Dortch has a pretty defined role there. People might look at the wide receiver depth chart now that they brought in Marv. They still have Michael Wilson. They bring in Zay Jones and think that it's too crowded. But Greg Dortch, I think, is pretty solidified in that slot role. Michael Wilson and Zay Jones are not going to be the guys in there. And so I'm not saying he's going to be a world breaker. I'm not saying he's going to get a crazy amount of volume or snap share. But in the 18th round, when you're talking about him going around Devontae Walker, Khalif Raymond, Kendrick Bourne. Like I think that he's got the surest role out of that group and the highest upside.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. I think, yeah, like you said, outside of MHJ, I think roles are really kind of sparse. But Greg Dortch definitely should get that slot role, and I think he'll eat immediately, like he did last year. Just kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah, completely agree.
But that is going to round out our draft, everybody. We've been on here for about an hour and a half now. Yeah, had a little fun on here. Gave you guys the full rundown of the draft. You got any questions? This video is going to be up, so drop down in the comments below what you think about the draft. What else do you guys think we did wrong or right? Don't mention Xavier Leggett to me in those comments. I swear. I swear. And if you say anything about Clyde, trust me, I'm probably on your side. So, with that being said, make sure you guys do all that great YouTube stuff. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you know when we drop all of our latest videos or we go live just like this. We should be going live
Yeah.
way more often pretty soon, especially with NCAA coming out. So that's something to look forward to
Boy.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, make sure you guys comment as well. Let us know down in the comments down below what you think about the draft, what we could have done differently, or even just about some of the other picks. You guys kind of got to take a look at the rest of the draft and the rest of the draft board. What was the most surprising pick that you guys saw here on the board? Me personally, it was probably that Sam Laporte at the 212. I didn't know people were taking him that high. Maybe they're not, and this guy's just tripping. I got to get a little bit more.
Probably.
I think he is. But, I digress. But with that being said, Eric, you got anything else for the people?
Yeah, if you guys want to just check some of the links that we have down there in the description, join our Discord. We shouted out us going live in the Discord, and so that made it easy to access. If you guys want to be involved and talk to us in these live streams, get a heads up before they come out, jump in there and have a discussion with us and the rest of the community that we built up over there. And also check out the links to our partners, whether it be Do Numbers or Choice Music. If you're for some cool apparel, hoodies, hats, t-shirts, merch of that nature, or some awesome music, you can get both of those things down at the links below. So yeah, support us that way. That would mean a lot. But I think that's it. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. We had a good time. As always, if you made it all the way until the end, we love you. And we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.